I'm at 9187 Sunderland Way in Westchester, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. I'm looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. Now, the only access to the sewer is a floor clean out underneath the washer in the lower level, the basement, the lower level basement in the very front of the house. It does give me access. It looks like it's going to give me access to go both directions, and so I should be able to go upstream back into the house until I reach a vertical pipe, and then I should also be able to and then I'll go downstream and inspect the outside line from this point on. And then so as you can see, there is that's the dryer. Here is the washer. We're going down through this floor clean out here. And so I'm going to try to go upstream, go back in towards back into the house. And what I may do is run some water once I get in there, because you can see this does look like PVC, which is good. But what I may do is once I get all the way back, I will probably be below one of the, there's a little tie in there, a little Y for a small line. But yeah, I do have some stuff on the front of the camera there, and without water, I'm not going to be able to see what is going on. Well, at least we'll get a clearer picture. I would be able to see any structural stuff. There's a tie-in from the right, a Y. And so I will keep going until I reach the vertical, which looks like I'm coming up to now. There's just some, that's like some little thin, that kind of mold or whatever that was on the top that was dried out, that got knocked off. That's nothing. You can see what I'm going vertical. If you look in the bottom left hand corner, you can see that tells you the degree, and so I'm looking straight up, tells you the angle at which the camera's sitting, and then as I pull back it'll flatten out, and there we go. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. I said that's nothing. You can see that black stuff on the side. It's a real thin, like a mold or whatever that that grows on the inside of the pipe just from the moisture. It's not an issue. It's inside the pipe. And so I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm going to go up and run some water. That way it'll rinse off the camera head. We'll be able to see better on the way back. Okay, as you can tell, we're also, there's a home inspection going on right now, and they're going to be testing the fixture, so it's not a bad time to. We can also test flow while we're doing all this, and it should be getting some pretty heavy flow there. But I'm trying to get that. There's still just a little bit of goo on the front of this camera here. Sometimes if it's greasy, it doesn't want to come off the camera. There we go. But you can see, like, the fact that there is that dark coating along there means that that's about as high as the line ever gets. So I believe this is a floor drain coming in on that right side, and it's coming diagonal over from the wall in between. There's bathrooms are all in the centralized location of the house, downstairs and upstairs. And then there is one that was added that is just behind my back in the laundry area. There's another bathroom that was added. There's like an in-law suite there. Again, that was another connection. This all looks really good, especially since we have all this stuff flowing. We'll get to see how well this functions. And we're back to the clean out. So we'll pull out just to witness it. There we go. And then going to go out towards the road now and do the downstream. That again, that is just like flakes of like crusty stuff. That's not pipe or anything. That's just like that coating of see, it's a real of debris that gets on there. I'll see if I can knock it loose so it goes. But yeah, there you go. See, it's not the actual pipe. It's just a piece of like maybe mineral deposits mixed with some other stuff that's just built up on the side of the pipe. It's flaking loose. And this is where it looks like all the bathroom and stuff comes in. The one that was added for their suite down on the bottom level. So far this seems to be PVC the whole way out, which is good. And see, this is the only thing we've got to watch is we're flowing a lot of water here. What I will do is I'll probably push all the way out because right now we're underwater. And that way we can let it dissipate because they're flowing a bunch of fixtures right now. So I'm going to go ahead and push out, and then that way we can kind of see once we let the water drop. Oh, so this is probably what's holding back some of the water in itself. This is a backflow preventer. I don't want to get my camera to go through this. This is a little gate. If I push my camera through there, it will get stuck. So what I'm going to do with this is I need to go and locate exactly where this is and see if I can access on the top of this. There should be an access point above it that allows you to either repair the flap and to also gain access downstream of this, because as you can see, it only opens enough to let water through, but it tends to hold back some water until it builds up enough weight to push the gate open a little bit. But what it does is it prevents water from coming back into the line against flow. It pushes that thing closed and doesn't allow water to come back and back up into the house if there is a problem with the sewer main or something. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to locate exactly where my camera head is. It should tell me where this backflow preventer is located, and there should be an access point above it that I can get into and either remove the gate for a second and then I'll replace it when I'm done, or I will have to access it from that point. So again, I'm pausing to get a locate, and then we'll continue the inspection. Okay, as you can see, I've actually removed the I was able to go outside. There's a large vault on the side of the house. If you're facing the house in the street, it's to the right of the garage. And so I was able to, it's pretty difficult to get down into. It's got a large vault, which seems kind of an odd way to do all this, but I was able to climb down, remove that flap so we can continue the inspection from here, and then when I am finished I will go out and I will replace that flap. So looks like this is where there's a fern coat, so they added this backflow preventer. I'm not sure when, but this was added. Maybe they had some backup issues at some point coming out of the main, and so they had added in that clean out, or it kind of looks like a clean out stack, but it's got the insert for the backflow preventer in it. It's just something to know also, that if there ever is a cleaning or anything done, that you want to make sure that they know about that backflow preventer so they don't tear it up or get stuck on it. So far, the line looks really good. Everything's in good shape. Looks like the main is on the same side of the street as the house. Out in front, there's a manhole in the grass. But so far, this line looks really good. It's all PVC. Looks like all the way out, or maybe this could be lined. Looking at it, based off of the imperfections, but I think it's just it's just PVC. You can see the open seams. Just a rough. Just got a rough inside for some reason when they did it. And they made the pipe for some reason. That section was a little rough piece of pipe. So obviously there's something on the front now that I can't get off. So what we'll hopefully do is once we get all the way to the main, we'll be able to rinse that off real quick. And we'll see a lot better on the way back. Based off of how many feet I'm out, I'm wondering if this may be the high end of the line, and we just went right into the end of the main. But here we go. We are diving. I think we actually made it into the main now. Yes, that is the main. So we need to try to shake this off a little bit and clean off the camera lens. There we go. So we did make it all the way to the main. And although we had a little bit of the camera was obscured a little bit when we were pushing out right there in the center, but we should be able to see really well on the way back. And you can tell where this is the developer had put in this pipe, probably under the road or something, because we were out 100 feet. And then as we get back in, it'll switch back to that white PVC. This looks like ABS or black PVC. And there we are back into the white PVC, or Schedule 40 most likely. All the, like as you can see, all the seams look tight, and that was a little 22-degree fitting. There's no root intrusion, no bellies, there's no water sitting in it. As far as here, we're going to check that spot just before the backflow preventer, and see if that's holding any water any longer after that backflow preventer has been pulled. This all looks wonderful. What I was talking about before is sometimes you can see like how bubbly, just some imperfections in the manufacturing of the pipe that made it kind of almost seem like it could have been a liner put in. But since you can see the actual seams, a liner would have just covered those seams instead of. Get some water running. We may end up seeing something run down behind us here. Should be coming up on that backflow preventer here any second. here. Here's the turn once it exited. There is the Fernco connection, which is just a rubber boot where they made the connection to install this backflow preventer. So we do have a little belly here from about 20 foot, about 19 foot to 20 foot, and it really looks like it's probably from the installation of that because it's not a whole lot. That camera's only an inch off the bottom of the pipe. You can see, we can see flashes of, yeah, see, it never actually was fully submerged. So it is about an inch, a little over, just a little pocket of water. I will mark it on the inspection from about 18 to 20 feet or so, maybe 18 to 22 feet. There is a small belly. But with it being PVC, it should overtake that very easily. It just fills up with water and overtakes it. There was no solid buildup. There was no solid buildup in that area, which is another good sign. That is something that is a sign where it's backing up. With PVC, it's a lot slicker, so you don't really have to worry about minor bellies like that. It's probably been there the age of the pipe, because it's probably where it goes underneath the foundation. And it just sunk a little bit after the years, and it's again, it's not holding any solids, so it's a minor thing to note, and something that you would want to maybe monitor over the years, but it's nothing that is causing an issue right now at time of inspection. It is flowing freely, and there were no buildup of solids in that spot. But again, that was the only spot in the entire line. Everything else looked as good as it could. It looked very, very good. The only thing I have to note is that minor belly at between 18 and 22 feet. It will be noted on the report. Just something to monitor. But again, it's not causing any issue at time of inspection. As long as you use normal material, natural solids and regular toilet paper, no wet wipes. They can cause major issues. They don't break down, so if they do get caught on anything, they tend to cause backup. So that's something I always recommend, is never to use wet wipes in a sewer, no matter how new it is. And but other than that, everything looked great. So that'll end the inspection at 9187 Sunderland Way. I'm going to go out and replace the backflow preventer, and that's something that will probably be noted on the whole house inspection, just to note what that vault is on the right side of the garage. So again, that'll end the inspection at 9187 Sunderland Way.